All right, just so I don't forget to record. Tonight we are playing something a little interesting. I've tried to play this deck over the years, and it's never really turned out that well for me. Every time I play Mardu Burn, I always end up just kind of getting hosed because I'm trying to play a third color. So I don't know. Like I've tried to play Red Black Burn. Like Boros Burn is obviously the thing I always go back to the most. But I've tried to play a lot of different things. The interesting catch that tonight we're playing both. We're playing Boros, or we're playing Mardu, but we're only playing black for bump in the night. And so I kind of think that's interesting. I don't really know if it's worth the black splash or not. Um, right offhand, something tells me it's not, but I'm interested to see what happens. The lands are interesting. We have the 6 fetches like normal. We have a Sacred Foundry and a Blood Crypt, so still the 2 shock lands. And then there is the 4 Blackcleave Cliffs and 4 Sunbake Canyons, and only 2 mountains and 20 lands. So, oh, and there's 2 Inspiring Advantages. I apologize. So there's more white than there is black. But I'm interested to see what it looks like. I'm curious to know how it's going to be not having a second white land to fetch to, especially considering our entire sideboard is white. Like there is no black in our sideboard. This is a list that I copied. I didn't really change anything. I pulled this from the Goldfish page. The one of Skullcrack seems off to me. I don't really know how I feel about that. 3 Rolling Vortex seems excessive. 2 Deflecting Palms is more than I normally play, but I'm not going to say it's wrong by any means. Having a combination of Path to Exile and Prismatic Ending is really interesting, and I'm curious to see how that plays out. And Smash to Smithereens is great. And I don't think Lurrus is that good, but we're going to try it and see what happens anyway. Modern League, 100 play points, and play League match. 29 trophies. That guy must play Modern every day, man. I swear people that get that many trophies amaze me. Hopefully it doesn't take long to find matches. I mean, I say that every time I stream. Like, there's 1,400 people playing Modern, and it shouldn't take that long, but it probably will, sadly. Feels like it always does. Let's set up over here looking at it. So what are we normally playing in this place of Bump in the Night? We haven't really added anything. So if you cut Bump in the Night in a land, you add 3 Lightning Helix and 2 Skullcrack, and that's basically the same main deck I've been running. So, okay, you're cutting a land to add more 2-drops, which is funny because it feels like we've added more 1-drops. We should be playing 19 lands in this. But I don't know. I'm interested to see how it works out. There are 6 fast lands in the deck, so I'm hoping that our mana really works out for those, that we get to where we're not in like a really bad spot with mana or anything like that. I've been watching Cedric Phillips play Titan Shift lately, and I don't know, it looks pretty cool. I really like Titan Shift, like as a deck. It just seems very. I mean, it's not interactive in any way, but I really, like, I don't know. I just really like the deck. I always have. All right, on the draw. And good luck, opponent. Our opponent does not have a companion. I don't think we can keep this with 4 lands. Like, the double Searing Blaze could be great. Like, if we were playing against Infect, I'd probably keep this, like, if I knew that, but I don't think we can keep this. Wow. So we go to 5 lands. That's pretty bad. All right. Like, is this what we're doing? I don't know. This feels the most correct. I mean, we're on 5 cards. We definitely can't keep more than 1 land. Like, hmm. Play Swift Spear, attack. This could be goblins. I don't know. This could be lots of things. Like, could be like a new version of Ponza. Could be Jund. Okay. I don't know. I guess, like, I don't really know what they're up to, but let's just go upstairs. Like, Boros trying to attack them, not blocking next turn also, like, puts us in a pretty good spot, so I don't know. Okay, it's a lot of mana. Okay. All right. It's been a interesting draw so far. Don't really know what our opponent's up to. Okay. I'm okay with that. So put our opponent to 7, untap, draw land, we win next turn. Okay, so it is Jund something. Jund of some variety. Depending on what they do here, we're probably just gonna, I mean, I think we need to fetch shock, but I don't know what they're gonna do here, but I don't really want to take any chances. So with them fetching, they're just dead next turn, like unless they have something to stop us from playing 2 spells. Because they go to 6, and then we have Bump of the Night, Skewer the Critics. A complete whiff. Okay. I think you probably should have dashed that Ragavan, but alright, well that game panned out. I don't know, that was a weird game. Prismatic Ending feels pretty good. Path feels pretty good, and I guess we want Skullcrack. I don't know. Searing Blaze seems good. Eidolon is bad on the draw. We need 2 more cards. Bump of the Night's worse than Lava Spike. And I was just like, so when I'm in a spot where I'm playing Bump of the Night and I have Lava Spike in my deck, like when I'm playing Bump of the Night and Lava Spike and I'm gonna cut a Lava Spike, I'm just gonna cut Bump of the Night because Bump of the Night's just worse for my mana. So that's my rationale there. I think I got paid today, but I want to double check. I did get paid today. That's nice. Yep. This hand's pretty good. I mean, honestly, like we have sideboard cards. Searing Blaze is good. Like, curious to see like what sideboard tech they have. So I think since they mulliganed, we're just gonna bolt this because Path is just like basically gives it like it doesn't basically it gives them a land. So Bone Crusher Giant. Okay. So they don't want their Bone Crusher Giant. Alright. You gonna weather the storm, blow me out? Fatal push that after combat? Off of a fetch shock there. That's interesting. Hopefully they'll play something we can Searing Blaze here. Oh boy. Yeah, I think those are the two we want to pitch, honestly. Now we're going to hold it up because if they do play another Skelemental, we can actually just Searing Blaze it, which is pretty sweet. Or Charmy to 8. Say go. Not going to fetch if they don't make us here. Like, there's no reason to really do anything yet. We're just going to keep saying go. In case they have another Skelemental. We don't want to get caught, like, with our pants down kind of thing, so... Yeah, we're just gonna, I don't know. I'm cool to just keep sitting here and staring at each other. Okay? So we're gonna get a basic during our upkeep here, so that we can... Searing Blaze like this, and then next turn we have lethal with two different ways in our hand, especially if we draw land. So, and they can't use any of their fetch lands. And so I think they skipped through their attack step on accident. I don't know, it feels dumb to go for it. I'm gonna do it during his upkeep. I mean, he could have nothing and he thinks I'm slow rolling him, but I think it's technically correct to wait there, just in case he ends up with, I don't know, like if he has Weather the Storm, at least he's forced to use his mana on his turn. Of course, if he has Weather the Storm, he just drew it. He more than likely would have played it beforehand if he had it, so. We got lucky enough to win game 1 there because our opponent kept 4 mana producers. Isn't that a lot of black for bump? Yeah, it feels like a lot of black for bump in the night. Like with Black Cleave Cliffs, like it's 5 black sources just for bump in the night, which was like I had talked about that a little bit earlier. It was my first thought when I looked at the deck, is that that's a lot of black lands for no for there not to be any black cards in the sideboard. But I don't know, kind of panned out that game. Um, but game 1, our opponent kept 4 mana producers, and we just kind of like they didn't really do anything to like put pressure on us. We just kind of like ran them over game 1. I guess it helps ending. Yeah, it does help Prismatic Ending. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not 100% sure like what exactly we want Prismatic Ending against. This is just a 5-0 list that I pulled off of Goldfish, but I am curious to know like what all you want ending against. Like I guess you want it against like opposing core Firewalkers or cards that are hard to remove. Hi, and good luck, opponent. Yep, we will go first. This hand feels pretty good. We're going to keep it. I do like the addition of Bump of the Night giving you the extra 1-drops. Because it would have been, if we weren't playing this list if we were playing our normal list without Bump of the Nights, that looks like, um, 5 more 2-drops and 1 less land. So, yes, Asmocarta, whatever. Thoughtseize, okay. Imagine they're taking Searing Blaze or Goblin Guide here. Bump of the Night's just a Lava Spike, and they can probably just try to race that. Takes Goblin Guide. All right, our opponent's at 14. We have 9 points in our hand. We're just going to go to 16 here and get our other white source. I'd rather just be prepared for... let's not give them any information about what they might want to discard before we do anything. Let's attack, see what they hit, see what we hit here. Oh, this is that deck. Okay, good. So the only reason we're really winning this game is because they haven't hit a land yet, because land pretty much wrecks us. They put that card into play. It's like a 4/6 or a 4/5 or something, and then they just gain. Yeah, that card right there. Then they just gain like 3 life every time they attack, or something. It's a 6/6. You're gonna play Asmarada card or Rada. All right. Hopefully we draw land and we can Searing Blaze, maintain priority Searing Blaze. I mean, hopefully they can't put that thing into play this turn. Like, I don't know what them doing that looks like for us, but yep. You're gonna make another food token, and then should read this card. So we're gonna Searing Blaze it and them, and then untap and kill them. I guess technically killing them wasn't guaranteed in that spot, but we had a high chance. All right. So this is a spot where I am so used to having Sanctifier and Vec that I was like, okay, like this is pretty much a free roll, but it's not. So we want Path, we want Skullcrack. Deflecting Palm seems like it could be okay. Rolling Vortex. Each player's upkeep deals 1 damage to them. I don't know if they cast spells without paying mana for them. No, we don't want Eidolons. I think Searing Blazes are pretty good. Maybe we bring in 3 Rolling Vortex and cut 3 Bump of the Night. Let's try it like that. I don't know if Rolling Vortex is worth it in this matchup, but I guess we'll try it and see what happens. I mean, I'm going to keep this. It's a really good hand. Like, suspend Rift Bolt. And then we have multiple plays going into turn 2. Shadow Spear, okay. Go to 17. Hopefully they don't have like a fatal push here. I mean, they more than likely do, but hopefully they don't. This is definitely a more aggressive line because we're just diving in with all of our 1-drops. Now, it's not super aggressive because we do have Vortex hold up for life gain next turn. Okay. Maybe their plan is to just try and like gain a bunch of life with food tokens, or maybe they're just gonna have a busted turn this turn. I think turn 3 is like where they go off. We have another fetch land, so we're just gonna get a basic here. We're gonna slam this and see if he cracks the food in response. He more than likely will, or maybe he won't. Interesting. Okay. Discard Rada Rada Rada. Don't target creature card. Okay. So think we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait right here because we can hold up double Vortex here, and then next turn we can have Vortex. We can have 2 burn spells plus Vortex activations. So that puts them to 1. Okay. All right. They just kind of conceded there. That's only the second time I've played against that weird like reanimator matchup, and both times I've played against it, or that's the second time I've played against it, and the first time I lost like very badly. Um, so I don't know. Felt like a pretty decent matchup. Like it played out moderately okay for us. We're 2-0, off to a pretty decent start. The lands haven't got us yet. And playing 20 hasn't got us yet. Which I thought it was going to start our league because our 7 was 4 lands and our 6 was 5 lands, and I was like, okay, this is terrible. I need to turn my phone up on loud in case my dad calls. You never know what might happen. Oh, we haven't got to use Lurrus yet. So I feel like my opinion that Lurrus is like just okay, I feel like continues to be validated. It could just be the way that I play. I don't know. GG for Goblin Guide swears by Lurrus. He swears it's great. But I mean it's whatever to me. So oh, my computer needs to update. I can do that later. Let's go find us a match. All right. Ask and you shall receive. Hi, good luck, opponent. Okay, so this hand is really interesting. Yeah, I mean, you got to keep this hand. There's 20 lands in our deck, and we're on the draw. Like we have to keep this. See what our opponent's doing. Flooded Strand? Alright, land please. That is a land. So I feel like leading on Black Cleave Cliffs immediately shows our opponent what we're on, but at the same time, we're just going to hurt ourselves by taking damage off the Sunbait Canyon, so... I'd also be okay with a, with a path here, honestly. Ooh, is this a bolt here? Oh no, a lightning helix. Ew. Alright, well, I mean, our opponent went to 17 to kill our goblin guide, so pretty okay with that. We're going to run out our goblin guides. I know we're going to walk one of them face first into another lightning helix. Not another lightning helix, but a lightning helix, but I think it's worth it to run it out here. I don't feel like Searing Blaze will be very good here, but we're going to try it anyway. We're going to mush, and then they're essentially going to gain nothing because they're going to fetch. Oh, they're playing this deck. Okay, that makes sense. Hexproof from monocolored. Well, it's going to be tough to beat that because everything we have in our deck is red or black. Well, everything that we have that targets them is just red, actually. So, alright, another bolt. We have a Helix and a Bloodbraid Elf in their hand because they fetched away the General Durga, whatever that card's called. So this is like Zoo of some variety. We're going to say go. I don't remember what they get to do when they discard a card if you do draw a card from a graveyard. Alright, so we've set ourselves up with the best opportunity we can have to win. Swamp Forest Island. Okay. Well, to my knowledge, there's nothing we can draw here that wins the game on the spot, so... They go to 8 off this, and then we can put them to 2 off of the spells in our hand. Alright, show me the money. They can't cast their Lightning Helix yet, so they get to attack me and put me to 7 here. Discard a card. Manus Rider, okay. Discard Bloodbraid Elf, draw a card. We go to 7. Tribal Flames only deals 5. Alright, we ended up getting out of that one alive. Really don't feel like we should have there, but just kind of worked out. Alright, Deflecting Palm. Path. Ending. Skullcrack. Eidolon. 4 more cards. Bump of the night. Sorry, buddy. I'm interested to see if having 3 pass and 2 deflecting palms is, or 3 pass and 2 prismatic endings is actually worth it. I feel very up in the air about that. It just feels like a lot of removal. Which, I mean, when you want to play, you know, burn control, it's fine, but if you're not, it's kind of tough, so. We're going to lead on Goblin Guide here because if they want to bolt this, they're going to be forced to fetch shock. Which, if they want to go to 17, like, they're probably going to have to fetch shock anyway, but. I mean, they're going to 17 either way. I was like, because they either like, they let this come through after fetching and go to 17, or they fetch shock and kill my Goblin Guide. Now, I would rather have the Goblin Guide every time, don't get me wrong, but Plain Swamp Forest. We really only won the first game because they never drew a second, or because they never drew another white or red source. So, I don't know. This doesn't feel like a great matchup for us, but we're going to try it anyway. Gonna attack and see what they do here. Bloodbraid Elf, okay. I am... Put you to 12? Maybe they have Weather the Storm here. I mean, if they do, they get to go back to 18, so... Okay. Oof. Tribal Flames in my Goblin Guide. That's a hard way to do it, but... I respect it nonetheless. Hey, what's up, Ben? Rift Bolt you. Let's go Fetch Shock for a Searing Blaze. And then we're just going to go ahead and play our Lava Spike here. Or am I? No, I think I'm going to hold up Path in case they try to do some crazy nonsense. Like, I don't know what exactly that looks like from here for them, but... Yep. Maybe they're holding up a Lightning Helix here? I don't know. Lava Spike you. Skewer you. Definitely Lightning Helix. So they stay at 2, we go to 7. Which is fine, because it just means we're looking for a burn spell. But Path is pretty good because a lot of their, I mean, like, a lot of their win conditions are creatures, so. Leaves us in a pretty decent spot. This Lightning Helix number 2. So they're either, like, really... Hey, Ben, thanks for the sub. Just built different. Yeah, that's the truth, buddy. Thanks for the 5 months, man. So I guess I'm just going to keep saying go here. Because they're either really bluffing Lightning Helix or they have one. And so... 3 cards, we know none of them. Let's get rid of this. And they're continuing to hold up Lightning Helix mana. I don't know if they actually have it or not, but... Suspend it, let you Rift Bolt, or let you Lightning Helix me, because inevitably I think that's where you're going to go here. Put me to 4, and then hopefully they don't have a Tribal Flames. Or some kind of 4-mana haste creature. Really? You cascaded into a Bolt? That's unfortunate. That is very, very unfortunate. Wonder what we were drawing. It's gonna do that thing where it won't let us see what we were gonna draw. Okay. So is this a time when we do want Eidolons on the play? Feels like a time when we want Eidolons on the play. And we don't want Lava Spikes, maybe? Or maybe we don't want 2 Prismatic endings and we want 2 Lava Spikes. Oh no, that feels better than just having, like, cutting. Bro, that guy can kick rocks. I'd have turned the table over. Yeah, it wasn't a great series of events for us, but that's okay. That happens sometimes. You win some, you lose some. With no sideboard cards, this feels like a mulligan to me. This is also a mulligan. Like 5 lands is just basically unkeepable. So we're gonna keep this and see what happens. Oh, nope. Like on 5 cards, I just don't feel like you can ever keep more than 1 land. Like, I don't know. Like, unless you're playing against like something that you know Searing Blaze is great and you have like 2 of them in your hand. Seems like the only real time to have that option. We keep drawing 1-drops, so I honestly don't mind to be stuck on 1 land. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not great to be stuck on 1 land, but like hitting a land here and then drawing spells the rest of the way would be ideal. Okay. I kind of enjoy seeing them fetch shock. That is the one really good thing for us in this matchup, is that our opponent does have to fetch shock a lot. So we're going to say go here, and we're definitely going to path this. We have 6 points in our hand. Do this inside of combat. I don't think they have like protection spells or anything in their deck, but... Okay. Cast our spells, put our opponent to 5. We will happily take gas the rest of the way. They're going to go to 4. I guess they're going to Helix us here. Like, yeah, I was like, I don't know another reason they would go to 2 like that. Seems wildly smart. Hang on just a second. All right, sorry about that. I had a moment. My boss for work called me, and I was like, "Oh God, here we go! Like something's gonna go wrong." So I guess we're just gonna wait and path this. Um, like, all right, they're gonna get aggressive here, and honestly, I can't blame them. Like a lot of their deck deals big chunks of damage, so I don't have anything else to do. I'm not gonna bluff anything. My hope here the rest of the way out is that they play something that I can reasonably Searing Blaze. All right, so this thing has flying, right? So Lightning Helix here ends the game, honestly, and they keep leaving it up like they have it, so I think they do. I'm gonna go to 6 here, and then hope they don't have Tribal Flames. That's the one thing I could not beat. Oh, they just had it all. All right. Well, normally I think that's a pretty decent matchup for us. I've played against it. That's the second time I played against it, and I beat it the first time. So I don't know. Maybe my idea of matchups is being debunked tonight, and what I think about things. I'm gonna take a small break here, like 2 or 3 minutes. I'm gonna use bathroom, get a drink. I'll be right back. All right. Small break. Got some drink. Let's do it. We're back. 2-1. We lost to the Domain Zoo deck, which is a pretty good deck. It's a really good deck. Our opponent drew lots of basics that really worked out for them that game. I was kind of hoping they'd have to fetch and shock more, but I mean it's it is what it is. They had multiple lightning helix. Well, they had one lightning helix. Yeah, the one lightning helix was kind of enough to push them over the top. Now, to be fair, we did mulligan to 5 one of those games and still almost win. So I mean, you get like a mulligan to 6. That one extra spell probably wins you the game realistically. So I mean. All right, 2-1. All right. Hopefully we get a match here. Oh. Hi, good luck. We get to be on the play this time, which is pretty nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mulligan this. I just don't think I can keep this. Put the canyon back because we have access to both colors this way. I mean, honestly, like the biggest thing like about, and I know this sounds crazy, but when you go from 19 to 20 lands, that's when you start drawing a fourth one a lot. And that's a lot of the mulligan problems we've had so far tonight. You add a lot of consistency to the deck. Like, you add a lot of consistency when you add a 20th land to burn, but you give up a lot of power. You give up some of that explosiveness, in my opinion. And so I don't know. Like, that's really why I feel like 19 is right. When it comes to lands, I play Magic with the intentions that I would rather it always be a little greedy as opposed to like the best possible, like the most consistent possible, like line, like avenue. So just kind of where I'm at. All right. I'm gonna fetch shock here to start. Um, and Lava Spike our opponent. I don't know what they're playing, but hopefully it's not like, I don't know, also burn or mono red aggro or something like that. All right, it is burn. They're just not playing a companion, which pretty smart in my opinion. So slam idol on Sego. If they're playing just red white, this will probably be one of those times when it like we I don't know. Doesn't feel like we have a great sideboard for this, so the deflecting palm should be able to help. They'll just be adding. It's basically like playing 2 lightning helixes in the sideboard. All right, our opponent's in the tank. More stuff about tryouts. AL tryouts. Uh, at 11 p.m. tonight. All right, cool, cool, cool. Tryout announcements? No, where was I at? Where I don't know. This is why I stay out of the tryout thing. All right, I don't know what if our opponent like had to step away or if they've DC'd or what's going on here. Well, at least him having to shock is somewhat decent, I guess. So we go to 13, then we go to 11. So we're going to tag and put them to 12, and then we're going to skewer their Swiss Spear. I mean, maybe it's possible that we go to 10. Like, 2 burn spells kills us, though. Helix there's pretty good. We go to 10. Put our opponent to 9, and then next time we're probably just looking at Lurrus, honestly. It's probably like our best out from here. Flip us into a lightning bolt, okay. Going to okay. I mean, they know I have lightning bolt. Maybe they just like it doesn't matter. Suspend Rift Bolt. So, I mean, they have to have it here. Like, I don't know how they can't have it. Maybe the last 2 cards are 2 Rift Bolts. Are we gonna draw it? Yep, we were actually. That's disappointing. Um, so normally I'm a fan of cutting Eidolons, but I think on the play we're gonna leave them in and just bring in a bunch of removal. Um, like Lava Spikes and Bump in the Nights don't interact it anyway, so we don't really like those in this matchup. Hmm. Anytime, opponent. Anytime. Nobody knows. Alright, we're going to be here for a second. Our opponent's obviously taking their sweet time. Our opponent is not in a hurry to do anything. So. Ooh, more Valakut. It's interesting that he's playing, like, Wish in his deck. Really curious to know why Cedric's playing that. I mean, yeah, we're going to keep this. This is like the hand that you want. Double Deflecting Palm is really good, so. Gonna lead on Arid Mesa. Lead on Arid Mesa. Well, I guess we don't really need to get a Blood Crypt, honestly. Yeah, there's no reason to get a Blood Crypt here unless we're just trying to fuel our like Prismatic Ending, which against Burn doesn't seem necessary. So we'll just kind of leave it the way. Like we'll probably just get a Sacred Foundry here. More white the better, because we brought in Prismatic Ending and Paths and Deflecting Palms, and yeah, we have 4 white cards in our hand. Lord. Gonna fetch now, then let the trigger resolve. See, we got a Blood Crypt anyway. Our opponent needs to learn what the 6 key does on Moto. Lord. I guess we probably shouldn't play our Prismatic Ending here unless we have to, because if they have a Core Firewalker, which they're set up to have next turn, we're in pretty bad shape without an answer to it. Well, I guess we'll leave up Deflecting Palm here. Deflecting Palm and Boros Charm, see what they do. Another Goblin Guide. We can Deflecting Palm one of the Goblin Guides. Which, I won't lie, isn't the best play in the world, but alrighty. Our opponent has drawn very well. I mean, they played 4 1-drops to this point. It feels like they're holding up Lightning Helix from here. We're going to Path the Goblin Guide, and then we are going to Deflecting Palm whatever they do here. Unless they draw a card. That turns out to be pretty good. Hopefully they don't have a bolt here. And we're actually going to hold the Blood Crypt here just in case they, like we draw Searing Blaze or something, it ends up being relevant. Alright, that's less than fortunate. Please don't have like double Lava Spike or something. Let's see if they have Deflecting Palm. God bless. That's so bad. That was the one thing we needed them not to have right there. I mean, there's nothing we can do if they have... Yep. So they had it no matter what. I mean, maybe we should have waited. I don't know. Like, maybe we should wait there, but I don't think they're going to tap out. Like, there's no reason for them to tap out. Like, our opponent drew very well that game. Plus, our sideboard's not set up to beat the mirror at all. Like, there's no Firewalkers, there's no Sanctifier in Vex. Like, there's no nothing. And plus, playing a third color just hurts your land base, makes you more prone to taking damage. So, I mean, that was... Yeah, between our opponent drawing extremely well right there and like maybe they tap out for the Skullcrack and put us to 3, but they're like if that was a good burn player, there's no way they're tapping out right there. All right, well we're 2-2. We started out 2-0, and now we are on the trying to save our points here and get a treasure chest. So hopefully we can turn this around right here. Yeah, we're gonna keep this. I think this is the first 7 we've been able to keep in a minute, so I'm just gonna play Arid Mesa and say go. See what they do. Interesting. Lightning Bolt you. I wonder what them playing Arid Mesa and saying go means. Well, we're gonna play Inspiring Vantage and say go here. And we're gonna Boros Charm them. So Stomping Ground? Okay. Means they're either on Naya or it means they're playing something like red base deck. It's Dredge. Well, that's not good. We really have no way to interact with Dredge or do anything, honestly. The fact that they're forced to draw some cards right there instead of actually getting to dredge a bunch is pretty good. Dredge doesn't whiff very often like that, but worked out for us that they did right there. Put our opponent to 10. Play Sunbait Canyon and say go. We're going to try and draw a card here. Yeah, and Bolt. Prior to COVID, did you play in SCGs or close to them? Yeah, prior to COVID, I was at opens like not every weekend, but when they were within reason, I went to a lot of them. Like I live in East Tennessee, like in the top right corner, so I was at a lot of them. Like when they had them in Atlanta, when they had them in when they had them in Ohio, Cincinnati. I mean we kind of went all over the place. Yeah, there was 3 or 4 of us that went and we loved it. Were you a big SCG grinder? Really hoping they'd miss right there. Oh no. Yep, they hit a Creeping Chill, which is unfortunate. I mean, they still didn't really get anything going. They just hit a Creeping Chill. Now next turn, they're going to be able to Ox and kind of go off. Start by drawing a card. Atlanta is incredible. Yeah, sort of from Wisconsin, so we don't get many, but we have a solid Magic scene. Oh, that's cool. I don't Never actually been to Wisconsin. That would be pretty cool. It's pretty awesome that you guys have a cool Magic scene, though. Yeah, I mean, we can't really stop them from doing their thing or going off here. Like, we're inevitably just going to lose this game because this turn they're going to do some crazy Ox stuff and really get us here. They're going to pitch their hand. No, they're going to cast Cathartic Reunion. I was like, they have to hit something. There's only 19 cards left in their deck. I mean, my God. Yeah, we're not having Skullcrack, which is terrible. Great. They have all 4 prized amalgams. Okay, so let's think about this. They go to 12. We have 9, which puts them at 6. So we draw a burn spell here. Eidolon. Yeah, I heard East Tennessee is solid scene twos for PTQs and some solid shocks around Knoxville. Yeah, honestly, like Knoxville is like a really cool area to like play Magic. There's honestly like a lot of really good talent in the area, and there's quite a bit of like PTQs and stuff around. CM Games, like Card Monster Games, is like the big one here where I live, and they do a really good job at putting on events and making sure that there's stuff going on. Um, I'm truly amazed they didn't just play Ox there. I mean, the only way out of this for us, but the only way out of this is if our opponent just like kind of like throws. We've drawn 8 lands and 14 cards, so that's not great. Definitely be fun to have team events back. Oh, dude, I love team events. Like team events are like where it's at in my opinion. Like it's I don't know. Like it's kind of funny because I'm not really a person who like really like likes to put my fate in other people's hands, but I really enjoy team tournaments, man. Like I'm with you on that one. Having them back would be awesome. Yep. Player land, conflagrate me for 1 billion. You get to conflagrate, yeah. I mean, you get to kill my Eidolon and then hit me for a bunch, so as long as he does it, I don't know. He's made a couple of weird plays that I don't understand to this point. Whew. Last one I played in was Atlanta 2 years ago ish. Always amazing. The center is big though. Yeah, I mean honestly like Atlanta's a really cool place. Lots of good places to eat, lots of good magic, honestly. Like it's the convention center is always really good there. I'm gonna be honest. There's a lot of cities like that I really like to play Magic in, like at bigger SCG events. Like Atlanta's a really good one. I'm not a big fan of Richmond, honestly. Like Richmond, Virginia, Cincinnati, Ohio, or Columbus. Columbus is a really good one. They have a really cool like place to eat that has a bunch of markets in it that's really good. I really enjoy that. All right, what do we want here? We want Skullcrack. I think we want Deflecting Palm. I don't really feel like we want Rolling Vortex. I feel like it's just a little too slow. They don't really cast spells without paying mana for them. They don't cast anything. Narcomoeba just gets put into play. Yeah, everything just gets put into play. Maybe bring in Paths. Eidolon seems pretty good in this matchup, and so does Searing Blaze. Bump of the Night seems extra medium, and so does our creatures here. And Goblin Guide hits the hardest, so we're gonna take out this. We've taken out Bump in the Night a lot throughout our league here tonight. Except when your standard or modern player is on control, another two aggro or combo, and you just wait on standard to time every round. Yeah, I mean, that's That's definitely like the downfall of team events is that sometimes you just end up sitting around, like watching people play, which is, I mean, there's worse things to do with a Saturday afternoon, but yeah, I definitely understand where you're coming from. So if we draw a land, this hand's really good. And part of me wants to keep it because there's 20 lands in the deck, but I think it's just wrong. We don't have white for path, and a lot of our things cost more than 1 mana, so we're gonna have to mulligan this. This hand seems immensely better. I think we can keep this and put the. I don't know. This is tough. I think we're gonna keep this and put the path on the bottom and try to race. Like path is one of those cards that I like in this matchup because like it exiles their creatures, but a lot of times it's not super relevant. This is the first time I've played against Dredge post Sanctifier Invect without it in my deck, and I'm not gonna lie. Normally, like Dredge became pretty much a free win when we started playing Sanctifier Invect, so it's kind of disappointing to. Well, not really disappointing, but it's definitely showing me that the few times that I do run into it, I still find it super relevant to have the card in my sideboard. All right. Well, they barely mulligan. Thanks, Goblin Guide. Play Goblin. Play Blood Crypt tapped. We're gonna get a. Have you ever played Legacy Burn? Yeah, actually. That was the first Legacy deck I ever built. I really liked the deck, honestly. Like it's pretty cool. It's very explosive. It has a lot of like turn 3 potential. Are you a big Legacy Burn player? Ship it. Yep. Cathartic. It's pretty good. Dredge Stinkweed Imp. Dredge Life from the Loam. Hit nothing else. Okay. Feels pretty okay because they're gonna draw a card and then they're just going to. No, I just figured burn modern equals burn legacy or vice versa. I mean, sure, that's pretty true. Like I've definitely played other things in Legacy. It's not like that's like the only thing I'll play. But I do really enjoy Legacy Burn. Yeah, if we go to 14, put you to 11, we're gonna fetch for a basic here. Skewer you to 8. We go to 11, then we're gonna put you to 4, and basically force you to beat us through an Eidolon, which is very possible. But yeah, I really enjoy Legacy Burn. Like Fire Blast is one of those cards I like a lot. Okay, you got a Shriekhorn, dude. Like, I was like, what are you hoping to hit? Okay. So we win that one. The last Atlanta team, SCG Deathrite, was still in, and my Legacy player was on Burn Sad Time. I actually did that one time at a team open in Atlanta, ironically. Um, I was playing and I wasn't new to Legacy, but I didn't own a lot of Legacy cards, so I ended up playing Burn that weekend because I couldn't get a hold of Delver or anything. But Deathrite Shaman and that Grixis Delver deck, like that was by far the best deck in the format. So I still go back to the fact that I don't think I want Rolling Vortex. We don't want Smash, I don't think. They don't really play anything worth having Smash in for. Prismatic Ending seems like it just seems like we're playing too many spells at that point. Yeah, I don't know. Let's just try it like this. If there's anything I could change about this list, it's that we're only playing one Skullcrack in the 75, and that just feels wildly wrong to me. Spike Bolt. Grixis Delver, Legacy, so unfun. Deathrite, turn 2 Angler. I mean, I don't know that I ever played Angler on turn 2 the couple times that I got to play that deck, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like unfun. Like, sure, I get like, I can see why you would not enjoy the deck. There's a lot of um, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's very tedious. I feel like, but the deck was definitely insane. Like, I don't think there's a person in the world that could argue with me that that wasn't the best deck in Modern or in Legacy at the time. And if somebody could argue that, I'd be open to being wrong, but I'd like to hear their argument for it, honestly. Bloodghast. Are we lightning axing? Yeah, lightning axing. Yep, pitch life from the loam feels pretty good. Dredge life, have lamb, cathartic reunion. I cry. Land into yeah, land into what's the thrilling discovery? That would be insane. Did you day 2 that event? You mean the event where I was playing Burn on the team event? Is that what you're asking about? How do you Deathrite into turn 2 Angler? Yeah, team event? No, I'm not gonna lie. So on a side note, my team killed it that weekend. The guy in the modern seat, I think team events were 9 rounds at the time. The guy in the modern seat went like 7-2 or 6-3 or something like that. And my standard player went 7-1-1, and I had like a terrible day. I went like 4-5 or 3-6 or something terrible. Like I'm completely the reason we didn't day 2 that event. So no, I imagine the people that played on my team were moderately disappointed. How do you Deathrite into turn 2 Angler? Let's think about this. Fetch land, Deathrite Shaman. There's no cards I can think of in Legacy that allow you to do that. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I don't know how. So, alright. So, Bloodghast can't block, which is cool. Suspend Riftbolt. I feel like I can basically get rid of this Shriekhorn because they're more than likely going to dredge life from the loam here. Yep. They have 6 cards in their hand, so I don't feel like it's crazy to think that they have, like, I don't know. Well, they didn't play Cathartic Reunion last turn, so I don't think they have one. Honestly, like, they probably don't. They might just be casting life from the loam here again. Yeah, like, this is their... Even Thought Scour can't. Yeah, Angler on turn 3. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Our opponent's had a pretty slow draw here. Our opponent having a slow draw might allow us to get out of this. Now it's dredge, so there's still a lot that could go wrong here. But we could sneak away with a W here. Riftbolt suspended, deflecting palm in hand feels okay. Hardcast Creeping Chill. That's interesting. So a burn spell that wins the game here would be awesome, which I think is basically any burn spell. Yeah, we put our opponent to 5, and So we're gonna attack and put our opponent to 3 here. I don't have a dredger in the yard. We're gonna hang on to our mountain in case we draw a searing blaze here. But the deflecting palm, like if they cast another creeping chill. Wait, what? What did they dredge? Oh, I didn't think they had a dredger. I was wrong. Creeping chill deals 3 damage to each opponent. I didn't realize that. I thought it was each opponent lost 3 life. So I can deflecting palm the creeping chill because it does. We oxing? Okay. Alright, that's pretty good. So we're gonna target the creeping chill and see what happens. I don't know if they still gain 3 life, so if they just stay at 3. I know how it works with like a boggle or something like that, but I don't know how it works the creeping chill. Okay, so obviously they don't know how it works either. Because they're not taking that chance. Okay. Seems good. I have a conflict right now, which is a scary thought. I can't kill us this turn. They're going to get a prized amalgam back, so we're basically dead if we don't draw burn spell here. Let's rip it one time, please. I like to 3-2 this league with this Mardu burn deck. They don't have Thug in their hand. I'm really curious to know why they didn't attack with a Bloodghast. I guess that's a redraw. Burn spell. Man, drawing a Goblin Guide there sucks. It's bad beats. So, I don't know. Let's just, I mean, we can't do anything but block and hope. Creeping Chill's just the icing on the cake. Because now we have no way to kill him from here. That sucks. Alright, that was a 2-3. Hang on one second. Alright, well, we had a 2-3 showing. Where does that leave us on our product right now? 140 points, 41 chests, and 10 tickets. So, I mean, we're not bad. I go back to my original point that the Mardu burn deck just doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't impress me. Like, you're splashing black for Bump of the Night. I think you're better served as playing Skullcracks, honestly. So I don't know. Deck felt all right. That is it for the stream tonight. If you came by and hung out, I appreciate it. I know it's been a couple weeks. Streaming will probably be randomly sporadic and not that often for the next probably for the next 2 or 3 weeks here. But I do appreciate you guys coming by, and I'll see you next time.